Hi, I'm Selena for Who is Jesus Today. How are you doing out there, everyone? And especially, how are you doing if you are a young person? I would say, how do I work this out? From kindergarten, up to, I guess I should just say, Generation Z. I'm feeling a passion stirring in me again ever since now post 2020 to get back that a desire to encourage and to minister to young people. A little more slice of the pie about me is that I have been trained to actually work with adolescents. Yes, with young people. And I have in the past, but I had took some professional training. And then, our world has changed in 2020. But you know what? I want to read a verse. After that whole generation had been gathered to their ancestors, another generation, okay? And there's always going to be another generation and another generation. We represent one generation, our parents another, our grandparents, and our children and grandchildren, and so on. So again, after that whole generation had been gathered to their ancestors, another generation grew up who knew neither the Lord nor what he had done for Israel. Judges 2:10. Yes. So, parents, grandparents, becomes more and more clear to me I don't just represent my own generation, me, my age range, but the other generations that are to precede me. You see, we have an accountability, I believe, before the living God for the next generations. And as we hear a whole lot constantly, they're after our children. Well, that is true. That seems to be very true. But we're going to have to be after them more. They're after our children. But how about us getting after them more? Right. Not giving up on the generation that is coming after us. Yes, I do anticipate the return of the Lord very soon. But until that a day and time comes, I need to fix my mind to be a witness and to be occupied until he comes. So there is a generation, okay, that is after me and the next, our children, our grandchildren, and so on. My mother prayed for me even when she wasn't living for God as she should. And I remember coming home from school one day and she's on her knees praying, Lord, save my daughter. And I was angered by that. I'm like, why is she? I'm like, this is not going to work. And I said in my heart, she can pray all she wants. I will never be a Christian. Even my mother, the generation before me, she was praying for me, even when she needed some Jesus of repairing in her own life. She prayed for me. And here I am today. An answer to those prayers. Because when I did not want to hear about Jesus and church and anything about, God and people and religion, she called on the Lord for me. I didn't get a whole lot of information from my mom at the time, but I heard about the Lord. I heard. You see, this verse says, after that whole generation had been gathered to their ancestors, another generation grew up, and who knew neither the Lord, they didn't know about the Lord, and also what he had done for Israel. It wasn't passed down. You may see your kids today, your grandchildren, and they say, wow, these kids are in trouble. It's not even safe to send them to school. They're after our children. But I say to you today, are we willing to be after them even more? I'm so much blessed when I see young people singing and worshiping. Oh, I join them. I will never stop being a youth when it comes to youth and worship. I love to worship with young people, and I guess it makes me feel like I'm young, a part of them. But I love to worship with young people. I enjoy being in a service with teenagers. I'm telling you the truth. And different types of genres, as long as it is clean and glorifying the Lord. But I do love to worship with young people. I just like that energy, It's like, yeah, it's wonderful. And you get some young people filled with the Holy Spirit. Oh boy, it's wonderful. So what do you think? They're after our children, but are we after them even more? Because we don't want to have our next generation not even able to recall anything about the Lord or what God has ever done for their parents. Our God reigns. Our God reigns. Forever your kingdom reigns. My God reigns. My God reigns. Forever your kingdom reigns. Yes, Lord, you reign. You reign over our young people's minds. We ask you to reign over their minds. To reign over their minds. How about it? Family of God around the world. Have you gotten a desperate enough to be after the children with really godly pursuit? I need to get back in that race because I know I did my final educational training myself to work with youth, adolescents. Right. So, that's it for now. May the Lord lead and guide you. And you can like and subscribe. And we'll meet again on this channel as God leads me. Till next time. Shalom.